Lions-Eagles, 38-35. Eagles get the win. Lions were down 38-17 at one point in this game. And, as far as in-depth breakdowns and things like that, for me, Stick, it was pretty simple. Everything was on brand. Everything was on brand. Goff made a mistake. The offense did come around and score. DeAndre Swift is good. The linebacking and secondary is not. What do you want me to say about this, Stick? Jalen Hurts, man, for all the grief that he gets from people, which I don't understand. What really jumped out to me in the NFL yesterday, Jalen Hurts makes a play, right? He was the best athlete out there,
and that's what he is. I mean.
But that's
quarterback's the position he plays, but he's a good running back. He's not a great quarterback. Right. He's not great at throwing the ball.
But Stick, if you look around the league, Justin Fields, in a game that was stuck in the mud with the Bears and the 49ers, he made a play athletically. Jalen Hurts, as we've seen, makes plays athletically. And he was the best athlete on the field, and that's the problem. And the Lions were unable to neutralize that. They don't have the tools to do that as of yet. They don't have the linebacking core. They don't have the defensive line to do it.
Nope.
And it's I keep hearing this phrase around town about it. It was a bad matchup. And yes, it was a bad matchup for them.
Well, it's a bad matchup when you're facing a better team. I mean, anytime you're facing a better team, that's a bad matchup, and the Eagles are a better team. I mean, they're projected to win the NFC East. They're projected to go to the playoffs. I thought it was a good litmus test to see where we were coming into this season, and obviously you want to walk away with a win, but a 3-point loss to a team that absolutely blew your doors off last year, I'll take that subtle growth because I think that's what we're looking for out of the Lions this year. We're not looking for them to win 10, 12 games. We're looking for 7, 8, and I think we'll all be happy with that because that's steady growth. So I'm not too disappointed because I didn't expect the win. And I think when you give expectations and you come in thinking we're going to beat the Eagles, you can walk away today being like, oh, man, we didn't beat the Eagles. It's the same old Lions. And it's like, no, it's not the same old Lions. The same old Lions would have been blown out down 21. This is the same old Dan Campbell Lions that we saw last year get down by a lot,
which
fight,
we'll get
scrap,
into.
and hang in, and then you finally get back into it.
I think there are some things that are fair. I think there are some things that are fair to say. And some of the fans, Big D Energy, some of them might not like it. Some of them will and stuff like that. But let's start with the Dan Campbell thing, shall we?
Yeah.
Because here's my takeaway with it. And look, I've been consistent with this, guys. I am a big Brad Holmes guy. And how would you not be? Look at the starters that have been plucked out of the draft.
How do you not?
How do you not? Look at the way the books look down the road. Still kind of paying the price for the previous regime this year to the tune of $18 million for Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers. Nothing you can do about that. That's the way the ball's laying on the ground. So when you look at it from that perspective, Brad Holmes financially, Brad Holmes selecting talent, check. I'm cool with it.
Yep.
Let's ride. However, is it fair? Is it fair to me, fair of me to ask the question? We haven't seen it yet. Can Dan Campbell, is he a high-level coach in this league? Is it fair to ask the question? I'm not saying fire him. I'm not saying shut it down or anything like that. But the decisions you're seeing, Stick, ... I think it's fair to address the situation. Mark me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're 100% correct, and that's what I started saying a couple months ago, too, is Dan Campbell needs wins. He checks all the other boxes, and I kind of equated this to Hard Knocks to bring that up again when they're bringing in Tom Kennedy before they cut him. Listen, you did everything we asked you to do. You caught every ball. You ran every play. You did it real hard, but guess what? You're not quite the guy. And that's my biggest fear for Dan Campbell because we're all on board. He sends the right message. The guys respect him. He's checking all these boxes. But if the wins don't come, it's going to be, hey, take your playbook. Sorry. You tried real hard. You checked all the boxes.
They keep scoring this
league. But you're not quite there yet. And it's one game into the season, right? But next week, if they lose next week and how they lose next week, then we are going to have to start having these hard conversations, which I don't want to have. And if D-Mac was here, he'd be like, shut up. Look at my clock. 34 games. 34 games is when I'm going to evaluate Dan Campbell. But what we saw this past week was similar to the bad not bad, I guess, just awkward decisions going for it on fourth down. An onside kick when you really didn't need it. Some of the play calling was just questionable, and you were hoping that bravado and all that stuff would be cleaned up this year. Because I thought he did a lot of that last year just because of lack of talent. Like, hey, we got to try something or nothing's going to happen. This year, I was looking forward to a little less gambling.